Hello, my name is Michael McNeil, and I will be doing a student art critique of the two works that I have chosen. Art has been expressed in various mediums and by many people, from famous artists like Picasso to kindergartners learning to finger paint. There are several different mediums in art that one can explore, like sculpting, ceramics, or painting. Painter and educator Felipe Santiago Gutierrez was exceptional in the medium display of painting. He explored many other genres in painting, but was most known for his scenes of daily life. At just the age of 12, he was enrolled at the Academy of San Carlos in Mexico City. He studied there until he turned 24, where he left to teach on his own. The piece that I picked is called Mujer Indeja con Comciel, which translates to Indian woman holding a marigold. This painting illustrates a pregnant Indian woman wearing a white hupil, a loose style tunic traditionally worn by indigenous women, and her hair styled in a slick back braided crown with a brown haired scarf tied around. This is also traditional for the indigenous woman. She has these pretty oval hoop shaped earrings in her ear, very simple yet elegant. The woman is staring down at her hand as she holds a yellow marigold flower. She has this look of contemplation as she glares at it, holding it gently as she stares in thought. The flower is said to represent death according to the Aztecs. Felipe used this flower to symbolize infant mortality, which is very ironic as the flower is a living thing that grows and thrives, as this beautiful, colorful flower is, but it's associated with death, and such innocent and premature death at that, the death of a baby. She stares at the flower, possibly with sadness in her mind, and the wonder of why she lost something that she took the time to grow and nurture in her own body so early. This piece is very significant in past and present society, as women experience miscarriages and birthing complications to this present day. It was more common in less modern times because of the lack of technology and access to healthcare. Surprisingly, though, this is becoming more of an issue now, even though we have the access to technology and good healthcare. It's the people and society who pose these obstacles and make it hard for women to have healthy births. In some states, there are laws that tell a woman what she can or can't do with her body, i.e., having an abortion or a miscarriage. Old white conservative men are putting their opinions over facts and the wishes of individual right. This is very harmful to women who need abortion resources but can't acquire them, as they will be prosecuted and go to jail for it, leaving them to have to suffer with the possibility of dying while giving birth or producing a stillbirth, which some women might not want to do, so in turn they would want to abort the child. But unfortunately, that is not legal everywhere. The second painting that I have chosen is The Weeping Woman with a Handkerchief. This is an oil painting on canvas made by Pablo Picasso. Pablo Picasso is most known for his leading role in Cubism and collage style, and his views against war. All of these can be further analyzed within his artwork. For example, The Weeping Woman. This piece illustrates Picasso's analytical Cubanism style, a pale woman crying and very sad. Her face shows a lot of emotion and depth as she cries in great discomfort. Her orange hair peeks through underneath a bright striped green hat. Teardrops are shown on her face as little circles with a line through them to indicate where her tears begin and stop. She wears a yellow shirt with her left hand resting on her chest and her right hand holds the handkerchief to wipe her tears. The woman in the painting is inspired by Picasso's real-life muse, Dora Maar. She was a famous surrealist artist around the 1930s. She and Picasso met in Paris, where they later formed a deeper relationship together. During their time together, Picasso painted her many times, using her as an inspiration for his many famous works. When the painting was made in Spain, it was a civil war going on between the Republicans and the Nationalists, As most wars proceed, there was a lot of death and tragedy, with mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and entire families being lost and killed to senseless violence. Many people struggled during this time, causing great sadness throughout the nation. The woman in Picasso's painting is going through grief. She might have lost a loved one just like the actual people during that war. Her heart is broken. In the painting, we see her hand covering where her heart would be. This is the body's response to protect itself from the pain it's experiencing. The woman in the painting is experiencing severe grief, and Picasso does a great job of showing us that. From the way her eyes open intensely into the way her cheeks are turning hot and purple from crying so much. This piece is very culturally significant to the future generations and future leaders of the country, and to anyone who takes another person's life without regard to how this might affect others. Grief and death can't be avoided. It's just a part of our lives as mortals. That doesn't mean we shouldn't think twice before we start a war with another country about resources that might take the lives of so many innocent people. We only have one life to live, and I think that we should spend more time making good memories with our parents and siblings, having fun times with our friends, and spreading love and kindness. No one wins in a war, and Picasso reminds us of that with his art. The weeping woman serves as an example of what hate and violence brings us. Only grief and sadness. Uncontrollable tears as you try to cope with the fact that a person that you once laughed with, cried with, and talked with, and loved with is no longer a living person on this earth, and they never will be again. Death is such a fascinating thing that surrounds us every day. It will happen to each and every one of us sooner or later, but the smallest kind gesture or the simple regard for others around us can make our life last a little bit longer here on this earth.